traders, this is Blake Morrow with ForexAnalytix, and I want to welcome you to the week ahead video for Monday, January 30th, 2017. There are a lot of things happening this week, and this is one of those weeks that we're going to have to be very careful. The event calendar is full. This is NFP week, so we have non-farm payrolls at the end of the week, which is obviously a big market mover. But on top of that, we've got the Bank of England, we've got the BOJ, both rate decisions. We have employment data coming out of New Zealand. We have manufacturing data coming out of China. That's actually on Tuesday. We have the FOMC statement and the FOMC decision also on Wednesday. So this is going to be an extreme, and then we also have the inflation report that is, and that's out of the UK, which is a big mover for the pound, especially now that the pound looks like we're trying to find some sort of support. But as far as currencies go, there are some pretty big developments in my opinion. But one of the things that I wanted to show you specifically, well, there's a few things in particular, is I wanted to take you over to the dollar index. Let's go over and take a look at this is the ForexAnalytix site, and I'm going to take you over to the dollar index, just the basic technical analysis tab, and show you. Well, let's start off with the daily chart. Okay, so if you look at the daily chart, the thing about the U.S. dollar index is you'll notice this the second like support zone, resistance zone band that's really been holding the dollar index. Now the dollar has had a massive rally. Let's go over to the weekly chart, and you can see just this massive rally that we've seen since 2015, really, or late 2014. We are back testing the breakout point, which there's a lot of traders that are extremely bullish the dollar. A lot of it based on the new U.S. administration's policies, thinking that some of the efforts by the Trump administration are going to be very dollar positive. The dollar hasn't really responded in the way that most people are believing it's going to. Now, in my opinion, we are at an inflection point in the dollar index. Either we're going to bounce pretty aggressively from where we're currently at, you can see this right through here, or we're going to sell off and catch a lot of people off guard. You have to also keep in mind that there's a lot of traders over the last couple of months that have been building long positions, and it really isn't working out the way that they had anticipated going into the end of last year. So we're going to have to keep an eye on the dollar index very carefully. There's also another currency pair that I think is it needs to be in the spotlight, is the dollar Canadian. The dollar Canadian, if you take a look at the weekly chart, now we don't have much coming out from Canada this week as far as economic data goes. Nothing that's really market moving, if you will. But I think this is going to be more of a U.S. administration, NAFTA, talks with possible Canada. Are they going to go the same way as they've gone with Mexico or not? But what we have to watch is that we are sitting on a multi-year trend line with the dollar Canadian, and we've been kind of probing it, but really, if you notice this support right through here, it's 130. Okay, 130. That, in my opinion, is the bull bear line. Meaning, if we're above it, we're bullish. We get below it, well, it's going to turn bearish. And so, if we break through 130, because we're sitting so close, you have to keep that one kind of close to the vest. If we break through 130, we could see the mid 120s, I think, rather quickly. And you'd obviously have to keep an eye on the dollar index as well. One of the last pairs I wanted to really focus on is the U.S. dollar Mexican peso. I know we've talked a lot about it as of late. And let me go over to the U.S. dollar Mexican peso. There we are. The U.S. dollar Mexican peso is, we had this double top from, if you go watch the video from a couple weeks back, we had a double top. The double top completed nicely. But notice how we have barely even started breaking down. And you have to also imagine that the positioning in the peso has been extreme as far as short pesos, long dollars. and that has driven us higher. And you can see it on the weekly chart. Let me go over. Let me make sure I'm at the right chart. Oh, here we go. And this is one of the primary drivers of the US dollar Mexican peso over the last couple of years. Just this extreme selling of pesos, buying of dollars in anticipation of the wall being built, border taxes or whatnot. But since the administration seems like the U.S. administration might be softening their stance a little bit towards Mexico, we're starting to see the Mexican peso really, get a, short squeeze, if you will, and investors are starting to, get out of their Mexican shorts, and which has turned the dollar peso decisively lower over the last couple of weeks. Now, we haven't even hit the 38% retracement that comes in at 2055. And if things really get going, the 618 retracement is at 1964 and also channel support, by the time we get down there. I'm not sure if we're going to get all the way down there just yet, but it's one of those things that you have to keep in mind, that the market is extremely lopsided and the market is also very illiquid. So if institutions start buying back Mexican pesos aggressively, we can fall and give back a lot of the lion's share of these gains that we've seen in recent months and over the last year. Anyway, those are just some big developments. Also, keep in mind, again, non-farm payroll is happening on Friday. It's going to be a big event. We have, the FOMC also this week. We've got other central banks that are meeting. It's going to be a very busy week in the FX market. So make sure you trade safe, keep your stops close. And if you haven't started your trial on ForexAnalytix, it's $1, one little dollar to try it out for 10 days. Make sure you take advantage of that opportunity. Thanks everybody for listening in. My name's Blake Morrow. You've been listening to The Week Ahead with ForexAnalytix. Have a great trading week.